What's up, survivalists? Jason here. Today I'm going to go over my kit philosophy. Now, if you know me, I just love making kits. Everything from a survival kit, fire kit, medical kit, fishing kit, a cook kit, whatever. I mean, like, the options are almost endless. So there are a ton of different ways to make these, and you should really make it towards what your necessities are, not necessarily what someone else says. But you could get ideas of how to make a kit off of somebody else. So I'm going to go over the different types of containers, the gear you could have, how to organize it, just plenty of different things to think over when you're making a kit. Now, I'm going to give you the definition of what I think is a kit. Now, a kit is a set of items or gear inside of a designated container that could help you out in an emergency situation. Now, I think that is just the plain and simple definition of a kit in my mind. Now, you could go about different ways of making these. You could actually even buy them, but I don't really prefer buying them because most of the stuff inside of those pre-made kits are cheap, and sometimes people will even forget to test them out. So I usually try to make my own kit, but every once in a while I may buy one just for the item inside of there because I think it's cool. But I'm gonna go over what items to put inside there, but also what type of container. Now, a lot of people like to turn around and say, "Oh, start with the gear first and then choose your container," or choose your bag before the gear. In my mind, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I like to just change it up a little bit, saying that I want to make a challenge to make a kit out of a little pouch. Or I could get a bunch of the items that I want and then find a bag that fits it all. So there are different ways to go about, but right now I'm going to talk about the container. Now here is a wide variety of different type of containers to make a kit inside of. Everything from extra small to extra large. So there are always going to be pros and cons to everything, especially when it comes to the different type of material that the container is made out of. Either metal, plastic, a fabric, or a mix between a fabric and a plastic. Now with the metal, you could boil with it. It's going to be really easy to boil and you do it multiple times. But with the plastic, you can't really boil in it too much, or it will really melt and you lose your container right there. But the plastics are usually lighter than the metal containers, so you got that going for you. But I've heard and seen multiple times with a container that is metal that crushes and it's gonna ruin whatever inside, and plus you're gonna lose your water resistance or waterproofing inside of there. But with the plastic containers, I've seen multiple times that it doesn't really crush too much on some of these, but it gains its form right back. Something like this, a really hard case, it's going to be hard to break through. With the fabrics, it's not going to be as waterproof as something like this, because you can definitely seep right through. But you could put some type of sealant on top of there and make it water resistant at least. Now, with the sizing, something like this size, you're not going to get a big giant tarp inside of course. But carrying something like this could be a little bit hard if you're doing it throughout the whole day, because you don't want to carry a whole big giant kit just for like a day hike. I mean, you could, if I do want to, usually, but some people like to carry something small and not have anything on their back. So it kind of depends on the person of what they want to carry. So I have categorized these into different sizes, everything from extra small to extra large. For extra small, I have a match case right here, $1. And then I got this from Goodwill. It's a simple little sliding tin. I made it into a little fire cannon. and then of course a Tic Tac bottle, and then a pill bottle. So the way I classify that is if I could reach around and go past the joint of one of my fingers, that would be classified as an extra small kit. Then we start getting into the small kits. We all know the good old Altoids 10. It's really fun to make a kit inside of. Right there. Have a Ranger band around that. Then I have a simple little BB10, water resistant, a Motrin bottle, a little long pill bottle. That is what I would probably classify as a small kit right there. That is something I could touch my fingers when I reach around. So that is an easy way to identify that. Then we start getting into the medium size kits right here. And as you see, there is a nice variety of different types of things you do. And this is where I would start to think that I could possibly survive a little bit longer. But it's still, I would classify everything from medium to extra small as a complementary kit. You can't really last too long with it, but it can definitely help out a lot. So we have a little organizer right here. Get these from Hobby Lobby. This is my fishing kit. Cylinder kits. A little Frito bean dip can. I have a pepper tin right here. This is black pepper. Then a grenade pouch. A camera case. Inside of the camera case, I have a little food container, and this should be waterproof. Water resistant at least. So that's really fun to have. Then we have a little paint can, a peanut butter jar, and finally a EDC pouch. This is VanQuest, a PPM Husky. And the way that I would classify these is if I could get one hand over it, but I can't touch my fingers. So it's really nice. And this is probably where what I would carry for a kit. But you can go up higher. So we have a pencil case right here. It's a simple little case. Probably not as waterproof. A little bit durable than some of the other stuff here. A Pelican 1060 case. Really durable. Then a simple little first aid kit. But what was included in inside of here is more of a hygiene kit. But still, it's a nice container for a large kit. And I would classify these as a really good way to just stash away inside of a pack or carry it on you if you want to. But this is where you probably last a little bit longer. Now finally, the extra large bags. This is where you can definitely have a good kit inside of. Everything from a shoulder pack or haversack, whatever you want to have, a waist pack, and actual day pack right here. So this is a SOG Ninja Day Pack, Outdoor Products, Mojave, I think, number 8. And it's just a simple little bag, forgot who it was from. So that is what I would consider as a good set of containers to make a kit out of. So let's get into what type of gear they would use inside of one of these containers.
Now, when it comes to making a kit, one thing's for sure is to gear it towards your situation. That could either be the environment, because the desert and woods are quite different and you have different necessities as well. You're going to need more water in the desert than you would in the woods. So, something in the woods, I'll probably focus more on shelter, fire, water, and food. But when I'm actually making a kit, we all know we might have those times that we kind of get stumped or just have a fork in the road. Sometimes I go off what other people kind of recommend, doing some type of checklist. So something like the 10 C's of survivability. Now, don't just base yourself on just these items, because to tell you the truth, the 10 C's of survivability it's lacking. I even made a video on the 10 additional C's of survivability, which I'll leave a link in the description down below to that video. So something that's very lacking is the medical route. Yes, you have a cotton bandana and some cargo tape, but some situations you can't just have that for a certain medical situation. You could have certain bites or some type of irritation on your skin, anything like that. So having a good medical kit could definitely help out a lot. But also looking into the signaling, I think that's pretty it's lacking in there as well. I don't think there's anything in there that could really help you out, unless you count like maybe the container and cover. You can kind of MacGyver those into a signaling kit, but you never know. But I would recommend having at least two, maybe three ways of making a signal, because you're gonna have different type of times and you never know when safety is going to come, because you can't really use a signal mirror at night. You can't really. So having a good way of multiple items to make a signal. Now, when it comes to making a fire, I would have at least three different ways of creating fire, that either being matches, a ferrocerium rod, a Bic lighter, maybe even some type of chemical reaction or Fresnel lens.
Yeah.
So just picking between those and whatever other type of fire creating method you could go about, as long as you fit it inside the kit as well. But also when it comes to the idea of having at least three different uses out of a certain item, sometimes I don't know about that, because some things like a ferro rod, yeah, you could come up with the different things, but you got to look into the outcome as well. Think of the many options and ideas and the things you could do with fire. So something like that could definitely help out. But I'll still kind of look into the certain items that could definitely help out with multiple uses. So also when it comes to the smaller kits, something in between the extra small and medium, like I said, call those a complementary type of kit. But also when it comes to the smaller kits, I would make those gear and situation specific, because you have a fishing kit, a fire kit, any type of kit. You can't really last that long with just an Altoids kit, because having very small items not really could help you. Maybe for an overnighter, maybe. But when you get into the large, it could definitely help a lot. Now, when you are organizing the gear, what I really recommend is put the most important items on top, or somewhere that is very easy to access, because you don't want your signal at the bottom of your kit, because that's going to take that much more time to reach it, and you may have missed your chance of safety if you didn't get in time. So got to make sure you have an easy access area.
Now that you have your kit, one thing you definitely have to remember is to carry it with you. This kit isn't good to you if this is at home and you're lost in the middle of the woods. It isn't. So definitely make it a habit to carry it, but also practice and use the items inside of this. This gets you familiar with it. This gives you a chance to see what items you don't use and actually use, so you can replace the items that you don't use with some other items, but also see what is reliable. So the ones that are not reliable or not as durable or not up to your expectations, you can throw those out and replace it with a better item. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and well, thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.